As a great man once told me, you can't talk to everybody,
Mm-mm.
but there are a few people that you could talk to. And I will honestly say, when it comes to draft, first of all, this guy needs no introduction, but I'm going to give him one. His name is Voch Lombardi. He's over there at the volume. I know that all my views are coming because of Voch Lombardi, and that's all good because guess what? He is that guy.
You the man too
Um,
for
we
oh, man.
we've been working. Voch, how long do we go back? It's got to be about 6, 7 years now.
It's about
Um,
it's going on 7 for sure. For sure.
God,
Time fly, man. Time fly, bro. I promise.
and we've grown, and the channels are growing, and we're talking pre-show, and it's like we know next week is a busy week for us. I got a few appearances I got to do. I know you got a bunch of stuff you're doing with the volume. We could tease. Voch, can you please, first of all, just kind of tell people the big thing that you have dropping next week, just if anybody doesn't know what's going on, what Voch is doing next week.
Yeah, man. Next week, I miss April on my channel.
Monko.
Boy, she don't miss a show with
Hey,
Fuzz, boy.
matter of fact, go
Uh,
ahead and produce this show with the sound effects too, Voch, please.
I got you, man. Ain't no problem. Ain't no problem. Nah, man. We just we just working, man, trying to go one step at a time, trying to build this thing slowly. Sometimes you got to break out of your comfort zone sometimes to promote growth. Sometimes you got to make yourself uncomfortable. Sometimes you have to be proactive and change, And Voch ain't never been an interview guy. I really only been to get on the internet and give my opinion guy. But I was like, hey man, let's see if we can make this work. And my first interview was Will McDonald, who might be a cowboy. First, we're gonna talk about it. Who might be a cowboy Thursday. And if the dice roll like that, boy, good lord. But yeah, man, we have the Will McDonald interviews. It's gonna be dropping tomorrow, man. My guy Will Skywalker, still shouts out to him. He's gonna be editing, putting it together, and dropping it, and all that. So look out for it on the Voch Lombardi channel. Look out for it on the volume. Appreciate you for the plug and all that. That's why I run when you call. Foots, like when you need work. That's why I run to come put in work with Foots, man. No one else.
Well, I think the thing is this, right, Voch?
Yeah,
there's people who've been doing it, and then there's people who've been doing it. And I think that I was telling somebody like me, you, and Joe were kind of like the first people to attack the draft side of the Cowboys. Like obviously the OGs, like Law been him when it comes to covering the Cowboys, and obviously Shango, Mark Holmes, the OGs been doing them, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when it came to the draft side, we kind of carved out a real lane. And also, you need some luck, right, Voch? Like the luck is this team drafts really good.
Really well. Boy, if this was Green Bay, our draft content will be nothing. It'll be nothing if we was covering the Browns or something. Boy, that's facts. Fair enough. The Rams, who ain't got no picks. Fair enough.
So it also helps that you have a front office who puts a high premium on not only drafting players, but giving players a chance. Like I tell people, we're not high on Jalen Tolbert, and I was high on him coming out, but right now nobody's high on Jalen Tolbert. He's going to get an opportunity though, Voch Lombardi. Like people need to understand that Dallas does not just give up on their picks because the internet says give up on their picks. They just don't operate like that. They gave Tristan Hill every opportunity to be great. There's a list that they've given chances to people and players.
Dallas lives in this world where going into the season with this wide receiver core, we got 2 and 3 possibles. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be in a place where I'm going to say, oh, Tober's going to be bad next year. Gallup's going to be bad next year. I just can't count him as a book. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what Gallup's going to come back as. I don't know if Tober's going to line up on the right side of the ball. We don't know what this rookie wide receiver is going to be for. So we got 3 possibles. It's not a guaranteed book. I know Cook's going to play. I know Lamb gonna play. They're gonna play well, but we got 3 possibles. And the best thing about a possible is that you prepare as if that possible is gonna be a book for you. So I ain't saying Tolbert is trash. I'm just saying I can't bank on him right now. However, if Tolbert overcomes his mental situation and it starts to click for him and the playbook starts to, get right, and he's a second-year player and the offseason works out for him, and Tolbert ends up being a dude for you, man, Tolbert just an extra piece for you. Gallup just an extra piece for you. Simi Fehoko gonna have to fight for his life, but if he can win those competitions, that's an extra piece for you. Then the rookie kid, whoever that may be. So it's all good, man. Whatever we end up doing at wide receiver, Kavontae Turpin probably gonna get cut or something, and everybody else gonna be fine. It's all good.
Shout out to the chat box. Aisha's in here. Aisha, keep killing it how you kill. April, thank you so much. Zane, Jason Garrett. Hey, Jason. I thought you were on TV, but that's cool. Everybody who's in, shout out to y'all. So our plans for today, y'all, we want to do a 5-round mock. Now, this is really an exclusive because Voch Lombardi does not do mock drafts. He's been like that for a long time. So you got to be foots to get Voch to do a mock.
See, what's gonna happen is you're gonna do the mock, but I'm gonna give you all the information. We're gonna treat this like it's the war room. You Jerry Jones, I'm Will McClay, and we're gonna talk about the player, but you the one that's gonna have to turn the card in. So
I'm gonna turn the card in, and you know what? Eventually, one day, me and Voch will be running the front office. Just wait on it. The cool thing about the internet is that people will follow you. The bad thing about it is when you tweet, when you make these picks, you're married to these guys. And I know that this will come back up, whether it's the pick that we get or we don't get or whatever the case may be. If I make a bad pick or somebody that they don't like, Voch, we'll be in trouble. Now,
it'll be all right.
It'll be okay. And we thank you guys for joining us on this Sunday. Like, I can't say that enough. Now, last week I did a mock where I let the fans kind of give me their thoughts. I love y'all. We're not doing that this week. I've been crunching a lot of film. Me and Voch gonna go back and forth. Yep. I'll let y'all kind of decide and we'll talk about it. But I'm making a pick based on what we have on this roster.
Yep.
What we want to be in the future, in the near future. But we got to remember, Dallas covered a lot of ground in free agency. Like, I don't want you guys to forget that. I want you guys to understand what receiver right now at pick 26 will be better than Brandon Cooks. It ain't a lot. And not at pick 26, guys. We got to keep that stuff in mind. And I truthfully believe that. Voch is talking with a guy next week that could give you instant upgrades as an edge rusher. So I'm just saying, I've been beating this defensive drum for a long time. I know we need offense, but I've been beating this defensive drum like, hey, there's a linebacker named Drew Sanders that could be staring you in the face. Do you reach on a guard or give me a position group, Voch, a tight end or a
tight end, cornerback could be, could be a situation, wide receiver's a situation, D tackle if the right player is there. There's a lot of angles we can go. The one thing the couple places I don't think we're gonna go is I don't think like safety's in the conversation for us this year. I don't think I think that might be the only position that's not a conversation this year. I can see every position, in the first round or whatever. It's just any round. I can see everything. And you, even if you talk about quarterback, right? Hey, Hendon Hooker's on the board. I'm calling the Saints. I'm calling the Jets. I'm calling somebody. Hey, y'all want Hendon? Can we talk about some picks or something like that? So we're not drafting quarterback early or anything like that, but drafting quarterback late could be a thing. Now, before you hit go on this, Foots, we drafting as if we're the Cowboys or we're drafting as Voch and Foots. You let me know.
I want to draft this Voch and Foots. I want to draft this Voch and Foots. Now, I think we can asterisk what the Cowboys would do, but I really want to draft this Voch and Foots because the truth of the matter is people tune in to what we do, Voch. We were talking about that pre-show. Like, people really want to hear it. That's why I'm glad we were able to do this. People really want to hear our thoughts. We've been working, you've been working, but I think people really want to hear our thoughts. So we're going to give them what Voch and Foots would do. And honestly, that kind of ties into the Cowboys. I just very rarely do the Cowboys reach for need. They have, and it's gotten them, but very rarely do they reach for need, Voch.
Sure. Sure. We'll talk about it. Let's get started. Let's
get started. We've set it up. We've thrown the alley-oops. Let's draft. So hopefully you guys can see everything that's going on. Bryce Young goes 1. That's kind of what we're gonna get on Thursday. Now I don't know if CJ Stroud will go 2, but I do know that Bryce Young, if I was a betting man, I do have Bryce Young as the number 1 player in this draft. Plays off schedule amazingly.
So first, let me ask you a question. Pause the draft right here.
Talk to me.
Let's go ahead and pause right here. In real life, are you considering Bijan Robinson as a real option? Do you think that he's even gonna be there? Like if we in this war room, me and you talking, and look, we might do 2 or 3 of these for the night's over with. Do you think it's a real life conversation that Bijan could be there? Should we even have this conversation as if he might? Like, I think having a conversation about Bijan is like having a conversation about Jalen Carter, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you do have the idea that Bijan is there, what teams do we need to look for? What teams do we need to look for that, hey, if we're getting excited about Bijan, what teams could take him off the shelf for us?
Oh, I mean, I'll tell you right now, I've heard a lot of noise when it comes to New England. You know, Bill is the one coach that can get away with taking a running back that high because the truth of the matter is the buck stops with Bill Belichick in New England. I'll tell you another place is Tampa Bay. That has a little bit of a luxury, and also right behind them at Seattle. Seattle had a really good draft last year, could come back and pair that back with Kenneth Walker. So but I'll tell you this, Voch.
Okay,
I'm not only am I considering Bijan, Foots is considering Jahmyr Gibbs. I mean, people who don't know, I have him as my running back one.
I got to see who, and we ain't gonna fight about that today, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay. All right. Okay. Bijan, look. Okay, so the New York Giants did us a favor. They got Bijan and Saquon Barkley together. All right, cool. So let's make this thing somewhat real life. Nah, man, no. Get out of here, Fuzz. We're not gonna do no picks. We're not gonna do no trades or nothing like that. Let's talk about it, Fuzz. So we had 26 overall.
26 overall.
And we just got hurt. Go back a little bit. Bijan is taken. Darnell Wright is taken. Joey Porter fell to 21. Joey Porter fell to 21. And when Thursday come around, Foots, I think Joey Porter's a real life conversation. He's the only one of these corners that's in this top 3, whether it be Witherspoon, Gonzalez, Joey Porter. Porter's always the one that's falling in these mock drafts for some reason, but it shouldn't be, because some people like Porter just as much as they like Gonzalez.
Some people have him as their one. I think the reason why you could possibly see him fall, Voch, is he's not for everybody. He is for Dan Quinn with the size, the arm length. But I don't know how much teams like him in zone. But continue, Voch.
Okay, so we just kind of got hurt by these last 4 picks right here. Bijan, Darnell Wright, Joey Porter's a guy that's hurting. If you're a Dalton Kincaid fan, then fine, whatever. That's your business. Let's run through some of the possibles that's on the board right now. Go back. Foskey's not a guy for me. No. Johnston is a possible. I'm writing him down. Mayer is a possible. We can talk about it. Is Anton Harrison, left tackle from Oklahoma, is he a possible for you at 26 overall? Please?
I don't like the value at 26.
I agree.
Voch. No,
I agree.
For me.
He's probably more of a 49 guy. You know what I mean? Like if he's around at 52 or something, you can get him, but not at 26. I agree. I'm writing down Will McDonald. We got to have an extended conversation about him. Is Zay Flowers on your possible list right now? Foots?
Everybody loves Zay, and I go back and forth with Zay, but I'm going to take Zay Flowers off in my possible list.
You're going to have to tell me why Zay Flowers is not on your list in a second. Okay. Jahmyr Gibbs is on the board. So Jahmyr is on your list, right?
Jahmyr Gibbs is at the top of my list.
Okay, so Jahmyr is not on my list right here. So we're going to have a conversation about Jahmyr not being available right here. And I think that's most people that we can possibly take at 26 right now. I'm not looking at Foskey. I'm not looking at Brian Breesy. Let him fall into the 4th round or something. Is Cansey a guy for you? Because I think people kind of overrate Cansey a little bit.
I think Cansey is really tiny and he's not Aaron Donald. And I think the problem is he's good. I just didn't see first round talent. And the truth is this team doesn't value that position that high.
Okay. We got 230 people watching us live right now.
City boy.
Life is good. So let's just say these 5 characters I have right now, and let's just kind of slowly but surely cross these guys off. Quentin Johnston, wide receiver, TCU. Zay Flowers, wide receiver, Boston College. Jahmyr Gibbs, running back, Alabama. Michael Mayer, tight end, Notre Dame. Will McDonald, edge, Iowa State. Tell me why Jahmyr Gibbs is your pick right here, Flitz, and why is he at the top of the board for you?
Well, I think the truth of the matter is he was over 75. Well, I would say about 60% of Alabama's offense, right? I was just gonna do a thread on the LSU game. Now, most people watch the Texas game, a couple people watch the Tennessee game, and we're just floored with Jahmyr Gibbs. But man, oh man, give me the LSU game. That LSU defense was biting. That LSU defense was physical, and he just kept getting up, Voch Lombardi. He kept getting up. He's physical between the tackle. I don't think that he gets the credit that he deserves between the tackles, Voch. The vision. Like, he's not an edge, change of pace guy. I don't think that people have him graded right. Now, obviously, Bijan is about 20 pounds heavier, right? But I think that Jahmyr has, if dare I say, a better feel. Voch. He just has a better feel for finding space in the run game. They run that Texas route so much at Bama, where, you know, they're 4 wide, they sneak him out the backfield, boom, right up the seams, and he just has a feel. So for me, that's why he's at the top, because he crosses off 2 boxes as a receiving threat and a running back. People say, well, let's go Zach Charbonnet because he's a different runner than Pollard. Yeah, but why would I want to why would I want to take a lesser player? Right, Voch? That just doesn't make sense.
Okay, so one of my scouts tapped me on my shoulder, right?
Right.
Because I was thinking about Gibbs just a little bit. I was just talking to my guys about Gibbs. And they say, Voch, you got a guy in Tony Pollard that can do everything that Gibbs is doing, if not better, if not at a proven level in the league right now. They pulled me to the side first and they said, what about this Will McDonald kid? Right? Dan Quinn talked to me. This is confirmed per Voch Lombardi. Dan Quinn talked to me.
Hey, he got the per. Let's go.
Per Voch Lombardi. You hear me? Per Voch Lombardi. Dan Quinn is going to use Will McDonald like Michael Parsons. He's going to use them all over the field.
Hold on, real quick. This is big. Everybody just put clapping emojis.
Confirmed.
You only get that if you on this live stream right here, right now.
So listen, what if I was to tell you 2 things, right? Jahmyr Gibbs, everything that he's great at. What if Tony Pollard does that at a proven level? And I feel better about the depth at running back. If you look at our 30 visits, we only got 1 edge player on it. We ain't got a whole bunch of edge players. What that means to me is, hey, we ain't looking for edge, but if Will McDonald is there, he's at the top of the list. Now, Foots King, we're talking about a character that broke the Big 12 record in sacks, Foots. You want to know who had that record prior to him? Von Miller had the Big 12 record prior to him. Texas A&M. Will McDonald broke it, and he broke it from 4-eye. He broke it from 3-tech. He broke it from 5 positions that he's not even at an advantage yet.
They had him in that 3-3 stack. I hated it.
They had him in a 3-3 stack. Dan Quinn.
Please tell me y'all talked about that. Not to cut you off.
100%. Your foot, this Voch, man. I got you. I asked him per Voch Lombardi. We talked about per Voch Lombardi. Will McDonald thinks that he'll be even better if he's used to his full skill set. That'll drop Monday. Fusty King, what if I was to tell you that Dorrance Armstrong is not a long-term option here? What if I was to tell you Dante Fowler is not a long-term option here? We got Chauncey Golson, who does play in, but he's really a tackle for real. He's a run game guy. What if Fuss? Can I sell you on an in-game package of Sam Williams, Michael Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence, and Will McDonald, and then you want this running back that can catch passes, this running back that's going to be a little shifty, that can complement Tony Pollard? What if I can find you a running back that can do that later? But the last edge guy that I feel real good about, that broke Von Miller's Big 12 sack record, is sitting on the board for you right now. Can I get you to scratch Jahmyr Gibbs off your list right now to get me Will McDonald? Can I do that for you? Can you do that for me?
Voch, it would be tough, but as I look at it, you're absolutely right. Zach Charbonnet, A-Chain, Spears, we got guys, we got Bigsby. And I'm going to say this, Voch, you could sell water to a well. I think we're turning in a pick because if nothing else, I am a firm believer that defense is still king in the NFL. Yes, offense is great. It is. But if you have Ferraris on defense, yes, now you're playing good football. And we covered our Barons in free agency.
Because also, too, though, Foots, the Cowboys were a great pass rushing, sack getting team early in the season.
Early, yeah.
When we needed them late, we ain't have them. You know what I mean? And that's probably because those dudes' talent points just ran out. Yeah, Dorrance Armstrong looked good for a little bit, but Dorrance Armstrong, Dante Fowler towards the end of the season, they didn't give me what I was looking for, especially DeMarcus Lawrence, right? DeMarcus Lawrence, I'm not trying to take him off the field as a run defender. I think he's the best of what we got. But besides that Giants game, we could have had 5 sacks. I think he ended up with 2 or 3 or something like that. DeMarcus Lawrence wasn't one of my best pass rushers. I think we're at the point in his career. DeMarcus Lawrence, he's even making less money. I think we're at the point where we can comfortably say, hey, DeMarcus, I'm going to take you off the field on these pass rush downs. I'm going to take you off the field in these in-game situations. I'm going to let Sam rush. I'm going to let Will McDonald rush. I'm going to let Michael rush. I'm going to let these dudes that can get upfield a little faster than you. Fowler. I'm going to let these dudes that still got a little burst. I'm going to let in these guaranteed pass rush situations, I'm going to let those dudes rock. So I'm glad that I can talk you out of Jameer into Will McDonald, but we're not done though, Fusty King. What about Will McDonald versus Quentin Johnston, right? Wide receiver, we have Brandon Cooks. We feel good about Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks is out of guaranteed money. So if he's good, we can pay him 16 next year. Or we could cut him and have no more money tied to him. We don't know what Jalen Tolbert is going to be. We don't know what Gallup is going to be moving forward. We know we got Lamb. Quentin Johnston versus Will McDonald. Where you at on that?
Oh, I would. So for me, Quentin Johnston, I have a couple issues with Johnston. I like the player, I like the size, and I actually like the straight line speed. His fill in zone and trying to find windows in zone is a little sketchy for me. The drops were really alarming. Because he doesn't play through the ball well all the time, Voch. So that kind of scares me. And I think that, with a guy like Cedric Tillman, you could get better value in the second round if you want a big true X, right?
I like that. Yep.
Yeah, so that wouldn't even be a question for me. If you're telling me right now I have an opportunity to draft Will McDonald or Quentin Johnston, I go Will McDonald, and it wouldn't be close.
Okay. So the last one that we have on this list, Fusty King, is Will McDonald versus Michael Mayer. Is Michael Mayer moving the needle like that for you? I know most great offenses have a great tight end. I can make the argument that tight ends are a product of the quarterbacks that's throwing to them. I got a lot of faith in Ferguson. I like what we can do with Ferguson and Hendershot. And if it's up to me, if I had to pick between the last pass, I mean, it's probably like McDonald and Ojulari. But Ojulari about to go in the 30s somewhere, right?
Yeah,
if it's up to me, Fusty King, if you're asking me what my pick is, if you Jerry Jones and I'm Will McClay, Foots, I'm telling you, look, I can find you a tight end later, a receiver later, and a running back later.
Really deep tight end class. Really deep.
But my edge guy is about to run out right now. If you Jerry Jones and I'm Will McClay, I'm saying Foots the Jones. Turn in the card for Will McDonald. Let's celebrate our new pass rush and let's move on to the second round. If you ask him,
and I think that you talked me into it. I would give you a side eye about it. Okay, we'd be in the draft room, but I say I'm getting my running back at some point because Tony Pollard did have the injury last game of the season. But I also say this division has good quarterback play. You need guys that are going to get after the quarterback. Well, they have Jalen Hurts. He's decent. But they just paid both of those guys, so we need to get after Daniel Jones. We need to get after Jalen Hurts. I don't even know who Sam Howell is or what he's going to bring, so who cares? But we want to play defense, and we really want to play to our defense. And I think the best player on this team is a defender. Let's build around him. The pick will be Will McDonald. That's a great nugget. I did not know that he led what was that? The Big 12 in sacks. That's crazy.
Broke Von Miller record. And then look, I asked him about
playing out of position.
And then look, I asked him about it. I asked him about it. He said, "Hey man, look, I didn't even care, man. I was just out there playing ball, bro. I was out there playing ball. I wasn't chasing a sack record." I said, "Damn, boy, you just sound like a cowboy. Boy, you just know what to say, boy." All right, go ahead and recap those top picks for us.
Oh man, Voch. Cedric Tillman just went. I really like Cedric Tillman.
And that's round 2 for us though, Fuzz. Like we feel like there's not a lot of first round grades in this class, but there may be 50 second round grades. And and it's gonna be a lot of dudes that we like that's gonna go early second round. Now, what I would like for my Cowboys to do in real life, man, if we could trade like a 4th or something and try to go up a few spots to get a dude that we like for real, I would love to do that. To
get up in a second,
to get higher in the second, but
like we did for D-Law,
exactly how we did for D-Law. But I don't want to trade a third to get up there, though. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, but for the sake of this exercise, we're not gonna trade picks or whatever. But boy, some dudes about to fly off the board. So go ahead and break down, or just tell the people picks 27 through 55.
So Zay Flowers, he goes. That's one of the names that I know Cowboys fans will be monitoring.
Oh, I like John Michael Smith.
Oh yeah, that one hurts. I mean, but the Texans are knocking this draft out the park. They get John Michael Smith and Michael Mayer for their new quarterback, Osiris Torrance, somebody that you're not that high on, Voch. So he's out of your way because I would have wanted to fight you over him.
How great is that?
Joe Tippmann. Joe Tippmann goes to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh having a nice draft. Sam Laporta is a guy who I really like. He goes to tight end. So we're not cooked. I mean, he goes to the Lions. So we're not cooked. Now let's look at our board. All right, Jahmyr Gibbs is still sitting there. Like, I don't know how realistic that is.
Gibbs ain't gonna be there in no damn second foot.
We're gonna pretend like he's not there. Drew Sanders is not going to be there in the second round.
I think Drew could be there. I don't wanna. So for this exercise, I don't want to pretend like he's gonna be. I don't want to. So let's just erase him too. Okay. I think Drew could be there though.
Why, Voch?
I just think teams gonna overrate his actual linebacker skill. Right. That's right. And he is a growing linebacker. He hasn't been growing. He hasn't been playing linebacker very long. And I think Jack Campbell might be a better linebacker than him. But Drew Sanders got you 9 sacks last year. You know what I mean? So he has extra value that makes him a better player. So it depends on what you value. Now, this could be a situation like the Cowboys, right? Like, hey, if CeeDee Lamb wasn't there, we were just gonna get Trey Diggs, but Trey fell to the second. If Will McDonald
was going to be, people don't remember, he was going to be your first round pick,
which would have been fine.
Diggs, yeah.
If Will McDonald wasn't there, Drew Sanders would have been a conversation for us.
Yeah,
but I think he could be there for you at 58. So let me just write down Drew Sanders.
Now there's a player on here who I've seen you tweet about, Voch, that I want to pick your brain on because everybody wants Mims, right?
Yes,
but you have been going to town on Mingo.
Mango so fire foot.
And I gotta really get into the film now. And now watch this too, Voch. Man, Voch, Ole Miss put some receivers in the league now. Hey, listen, AJ Brown, league me. DK Metcalf, league me. Like those are two guys right there that I'm just like, they doing some coaching down there outside of Ohio State.
Hold on, bro. Mingo so fire for us. Hold on, man. Let me just see if I can find some film for you. Can I just show a little film of Mingo foot?
Man, we talking our talk on this good Sunday. Do you?
Can I just show a little bit of Mingo film, dog? Hold on. Let me just see something real fast.
Let me add you to the screen, Voch. Boom.
Yeah, hold on. Let me just add a little Mingo to the screen. He had the top up here for us. We ain't doing nothing crazy today, man. We just sitting up here talking. We just watching a little bit of film. Jonathan Mingo, your ex-receiver, got some burners, got some physicality up here.
Quarterback play. He's an off man, and he ran right past him. Wow.
And he has horrific quarterback play. We got a yak guy. Let me just rephrase because you ain't even see that. But we got a yak guy in Jonathan Mingo. We're not gonna sit up here and talk about him all day. But Jonathan Mingo is my fourth receiver, and I'm taking him where I can get him. What happened on this play? Oh, Foots, watch him blocking right here. He's not I block good for a receiver guy. He's a blocker at receiver. Foots the king. Sign me up for a little bit of that. What's this play? I ain't even got him labeled for. I'm just believing in myself. I'm just believing in myself.
Quick game right now. Give it to him right now. I love that.
Quick game, physical runner. Mingo up top. Man, look, Foots, if you ask me, dropping the show to get an extra yard there. If you ask me, Foots the king, I don't think enough people are talking about Jonathan Mingo. He's a guy that, people may look at him and they say, oh, he has good athleticism or he has good hands and he's a good yak guy, and he's a good blocker, and he's 6'2" and 200. Like, he's a thick, good size guy. And you go, well, why is he not one of your top receivers? They go, well, I don't know. He inconsistent. Man, you know how many variables come into play for inconsistent? You know what I mean? Like his quarterback being late right here. Like his
great release too off the line.
Like his quarterback being late. Ball should be going right now.
Yep. Talk. Boss, we need a coach too. Come on.
But whatever, you know what I'm saying? And they'll say all these good things about Jonathan Mingo. And then when you say, hey, why don't you like him? They start talking about things that ain't his problem. They start talking about stuff that ain't even his problem. So if you asking Voch, I'll take Mingo right here.
Well, let's have a conversation. I'm gonna get this off the screen, Voch. Let's get back to our. So
let's do it.
That was really dope too, by the way. So Voch, let's look at the board. Jahmyr Gibbs won't be here, so we're not gonna pretend like he will. Mingo will be here. Let's talk about Voch. What is our plan of attack? Can we get Mingo in the third? I don't think that we can in a real situation. I had a 3 on him after seeing you tweet about him, because you watch these guys and you sometimes you breeze through them, and then you go back and say you really watch. You know who I did that with? Believe it or not, Voch, I did that with Jalen Hyatt. I wasn't that impressed. I was really high on him early. Then the combine situation happened where he didn't run as fast as I would have thought he would. But then I went back to the film and say, dog, he just really runs past people. I kept him. Yeah, he just really runs past you. Like if you just want him to be Christian Watson, that's what he does. Yeah.
So look, watch this. So for this draft, right?
Right.
Let's make it easy for us. We just knocked out pass rusher.
Right.
And I think we can agree that pass rusher wasn't a position that we walked in thinking, hey, we got to have one of these. It's just that we just thought that was the best situation for us in round 1 with the player and the situation value there, right?
Right.
So we still need a left guard. I'll write that down. Guard. We still need.
Now we're talking knees, Voch. Yeah.
We're talking knees now. Hey, look, first round, get the best dude. After that, that's when you start to pick off what you really need, okay?
Yeah.
I think, and this is my opinion, tell me when I'm wrong. I think guard, I think corner, I think linebacker, I think running back. If we can attack those, I feel great. Wide receiver should be on this. Okay, let's just put wide. So let's do 5. Wide receiver, left guard, cornerback, linebacker, running back. Do you have any objection to those?
No, and I think that I'm gonna be honest with you, Voch. I think guard has to go to the top of the list. As much as I want to go receiver, I want to be objective, and I want to make sure that we keep Dak Prescott's face clean. Guard has to go to the top of the list here.
I agree. Plus, we run out of guards. You know what I mean? We are running
for real.
Ass. We run, so okay. So look, right now, let's just look at guard. Show me what we got. Show me what we got at guard.
So we got Whippler. I know you're not high on him. I believe I saw Cody Mock hanging around. Let me see.
Steve Avila around?
Avila got drafted. Let's see. Did Mock get drafted?
Avila, John Michael.
But see, a lot of people. Okay, so Avila. I mean, Mock didn't. To me, Mock will be the player, and because what he did at the Senior Bowl against high level competition, and then how good of a tackle he was, I would probably do a backflip for Cody Mock here. And then we attack running back and receiver in the 3rd and 4th round. Voch, I will probably be really high on Mock here. The only person who could, and I know people like like Marvin Mims, but the only person, if you like, Tariq Stevenson, we could see that, and then Tucker Kraft, because the Cowboys have been tied to tight end for whatever reason. I think Mike McCarthy wants a tight end, so that could be somewhere we attack as well. But for me, I think my Foot's pick will be Cody Mock.
Let me try to just skew you a little bit. First of all, have you watched Mafia from UCLA, left guard? Antonio?
I have. Really big body and had some really encouraging film. I was kind of double dip when I watched him and I watched Charbonnet.
Hold on, first. Let's talk for a minute because I'm about to make this real difficult for you. Have you seen Dayon Henley?
Love Dayon Henley.
Go find me Henley. Henley on this board yet? Where he at? Did he get drafted yet?
I don't think that Henley went drafted, but I loved him at the Senior Bowl.
I think he could be
him on Sky's channel. Loved him.
I think he could be a conversation right here. Why
right
he that low, man? Why he had 93? That's a 2nd round player, Foots. Dayon Henley in real life is a 2nd round player.
Dude, I compared him. I didn't call him Fred Warner, but I called him not Al Shearer, but what's my Greenlaw? He's Dre Greenlaw. A true will run to the ball, keep him free, and just let him make tackles.
Yeah. You trust in Van Der Esch and Clark, 2 dudes with neck problems this year? You doing that? This is some scary shit.
It's scary. It's scary. It's scary, but I also say I don't have a left guard.
That's fair. So what do you think of Bergeron from Syracuse?
I like him. I don't love him.
I agree.
I like him. I don't love him. You could talk me into Henley before Bergeron in a second.
What about Chandler Zavala? Can I talk Can I talk you in
I
the
love
third round?
Zavala.
Can I talk
Third round. But let me ask you this: I like Cody Mock. I think Zavala's not bad, but I love Cody Mock. Like, and it's only because the tackle tape is so good that I know what he's gonna do when he kicks inside.
Keep Mock right there. Don't move. Don't move. Mm-hmm. I know you watch a lot of Penn State. Do you like Juice Scruggs?
I do, but I have a 4th round grade on him.
I agree. But do you think he can play?
I do. But can he play first year in the league? No.
Okay. Do you think what I'm trying to get you to do is take a flyer on guard in this round so that we can find a dude that you trust later? So when I say, hey, you like Mafi, you like Zavala, you like Scruggs, you like pick a, like, you know what I mean? Like pick one of your favorite guards. I know you like Mock, and I like Mock also. Mouch, whatever his name, Cody. I like him also. Play all 5 positions, left tackle to right tackle. He can play everything. And I do think that's important. But what if I can get you a better player right here is what I'm saying.
Well, I think if you're getting me a better player, it has to be Henley or, a player like that. Even if I'm not as high on Charbonnet as everybody else. That's just me. Like Charbonnet, but, when people start talking about the DeMarco Murray comp and this, that, and that, I just thought DeMarco Murray ran a lot harder.
Scroll up a little bit.
I just wasn't as high on Charbonnet as everybody else. Now I love the value of running back in this draft. We can get another.
If you walk away with Drew Sanders in the 2nd round and Chandler Zavala in the 3rd round, can you live with that? Can you live with passing on Mock to take Drew Sanders right now and get Zavala in the 3rd round? Can you live with that?
Now I let you talk me out my 1st round pick. If you talk me out of my 2nd round pick, we gonna get fired because he better be able to play.
That's fair. But Foots, how about this though? What if I told you you got a Pro Bowl left guard of the team already? What if I told you that, Foots? What if I said that to you right now, Foots? What if I told you that right now? What if I said that to you? You got a Pro Bowl left guard on your team right now, and he plays his jersey number 73. What if I told you that?
If you told me that, this would be the round table, Voch. This is the draft show. Then we are drafting. We are in a boardroom. Voch, we're picking Cody Mock. We're picking Cody Mock. We're picking Cody Mock, Voch, and we'll fight about it later.
Don't pick Cody Mock, Jerry Foots to Jones. Don't pick him just yet.
Cody Mock is the pick. We're moving in the 3rd round. We'll fight about it later. Just throw the pencil at me.
All right,
let's get to this 3rd round. Hey, Voch should be a lawyer, y'all. This fool is crazy. Mock, listen, we're picking Cody Mock. Now we can run the ball late in the year. All right? We're keeping.
The good thing about Cody Mock is that Cody gives you all the freedom in the world to do whatever you want. He can play everything: left tackle, right tackle, left guard, center, and he's gonna play with the temperament that you want. Like, you're not gonna get a soft football player. You're gonna get a finisher. You're gonna get somebody that's gonna really set the tone for you. So I like Cody Mock. I was just trying to talk you into Henley. I was trying to talk you into Sanders. I was trying to talk you in. You know what I mean? But since look, man, find me Mingo, man. Where you at?
There goes your guy. Voch Bergeron went right before us.
That's perfect.
And that's okay. Now, Voch, let's go look at Mingo. But now I want to talk you into some guys. All right. Now this is real. Zach Evans is real, and I think that if you want to now let's get back to the theory of an offsetting back. When Zach Evans is hitting the hole the right way, we talking about a hard downhill runner.
I think Zach Evans is a day 3 guy, and I think he'll be there for you.
Okay, that's fine.
And if not, I think a better dude to be there like Tajay or Kendre.
Oh, I love Tajay Spears. I think he's actually going to go late 2nd, but that's fair. That's fair. Let's go find Voch's guy. But on the way to Voch's guy, now a lot of people love Roshan Johnson. He was kind of the Robin to Bijan Robinson. Mingo would be my pick here, because if I wanted to take Mingo in the 2nd round, I need to take him in the 3rd round for sure. But is there anybody else that you see? I like Tutu. You talking about linebacker help? I like Tank Dell, but I probably would like Mingo's size a little better. And then here goes your boy, Voch. Do we want to deal with another character player?
Listen, Fuzz, I need you to ask me questions on if guys are like still my boy months later. You know what I mean? Like, You know what I mean? Like so much has changed, from today to February. You know what I mean? You got to ask me questions before you just come out saying Keyshawn.
This your boy. I know.
You know what I mean?
Y'all, Keyshawn is not Voch's boy. Don't hold.
I need you to ask some questions
Foot
first.
said that. Foot said that Voch was your boy. What we doing? Oh, Deion Henley will not be there. This isn't real.
So
these are fake.
I was just about to ask you, is it a world where Henley is a real life third round?
Well, you know what? Let me say this.
2 hours, what you think? Go ahead, Foots.
Remember, okay.
I think Henley gonna be gone, but is there a world
remember
where
that year? This is how long me and Voch been doing this. Voch, remember that year we were covering all those safeties and Dallas needed safety?
Yeah.
And we were like, dang, they just passed on
Taylor
my man from the Rap. They passed it on Rap again.
Thornhill and
they passed on Thornhill, our guy from Virginia. I'm like, whoa, he's still there. Adderley's still there. And it's like, is inside backer now that position, Voch, where teams just don't value it the same?
Deion Henley begging us to draft him right here, and I think some people they're gonna overthink Jack Campbell, they're gonna overthink Trenton. I think they're gonna like Drew, and that's fine. But Deion Henley is my linebacker one. Foots.
Ooh,
he's my linebacker one, but I think some people may overthink him. Yeah. If he's a real life day 3 dude, I mean, if he's a real life round 3 dude, I'll take him. But I think I'm with you. I don't think he'll be here for real. But
we drafted Mingo, man, because I'm gonna tell you why we're drafting Mingo. The truth of the matter is, yes, we did. So obviously the Tolbert pick, and people are gonna say you just drafted a receiver in the 3rd round. But I'm just like this. You covered yourself in free agency, but you've only covered yourself for a year.
Yeah.
And
Mingo plays a different type of receiver than Tolbert does.
Yeah, he does. He's a fat. He. I'm gonna get into some of his films. So 2 people that I'm gonna do kind of think pieces on is Gibbs, because people just been seeming to really disrespect Gibbs for some reason.
Have you watched Jalen Duncan from Maryland?
I have. I like you talking about the tackle. Yes, I have.
So you up here rushing to draft Cody Mock. We could have got Drew Sanders in the 2nd and Jalen Duncan in the 3rd. But that's what I'm saying to you.
You know what? And if we were able to do that too, Voch, that would be one of those situations where I don't think the fans would be happy, but your team would be a lot better. I had Duncan as like early on getting into the process. I had Duncan as like a top 7 tackle offensive lineman. Obviously, the process happened and guys kind of, jumped up. But are we drafting Mingo here?
Time out. Let me ask you a question, right?
Yeah.
Before you click draft on Mingo, this ain't what the Cowboys do. Is Foots in the tight end market right now?
I'm not in the tight end market, period. Because like I tweeted, and it was kind of some satire to it. If you draft Michael Mayer, who has stiff hips, but he's a really big target and a really good football player, but he has stiff hips. Let's be honest. He's not going to separate from anybody, but he's a really good football player. All you're doing is drafting a better version of what you already have on this roster. How much does that really help you? When we played last year, we couldn't get separation down the field against San Francisco. That was an issue. It was CD or bust. Now, Cooks helps out with some of that, but let's say Cooks gets injured. Mingo can still separate. He can win after the catch too. And we just talked about the list of receivers that came from Ole Miss that came into the league year 1 and were really good players. So Mingo would be the pick for me.
What corners on the board right now for you?
Let's look at it. Corners.
I can take Mingo, but I'm just trying to be fair to you. Who's your best corner on the board right now?
I like Eli Ricks. Let me go look down and see. Ricks is on defense. Player. Eli Ricks is probably one of the higher players. And Riley Moss is a good player. That Iowa defense was actually sneaky good. They got a couple guys getting drafted, about 5 or 6 guys that'll get drafted.
Hit corner right there for us. It'll separate it for you.
Populate for us.
There you go, and just scroll all the way up. Okay, so cool. These dudes. Hodges Tomlinson from TCU, third round right now. You taking him over Mingo? I'm taking Mingo.
He's too small. And I don't want to. I just don't want a TCU athlete, honestly.
Ooh, give me Mingo. Sign me up for Jonathan Mingo. Then let's do it.
Okay, we're not gonna play games with it. Let's go Mingo. And again, guys, Butte isn't Voch's guy. Just so you guys know, Jonathan Mingo is a Cowboy. Now we've had a really good draft.
Now, Foots, I want you to click on guard so I can see something.
Okay.
I just want to see how this thing kind of works a little bit.
Ooh, Braden Daniels.
Hold on for
Voorhees and Savala. I know you're gonna say Savala. Go ahead, Voch. But I know you want. I
care
know what you want to
nothing.
do. I got you, but Voch, can I ask you
care
this?
nothing about Chandler Zavala right now. I get, but go. I'm listening to you.
Can I ask you a question? And
Please.
chat box, jump in. Is Zavala right now a
I
better
don't think
player
he
than?
is.
There we go. And
I don't think
Mock
he
is
is.
really good. If Mock didn't go to the Senior Bowl and literally, I wouldn't say he dominated, but was really good, like extremely good at the Senior Bowl.
So
Then I would have
Foots,
said, okay, let's talk about it. But Mock was outstanding at the Senior Bowl. He just looks like a lineman.
So Foots, I wasn't here for Zavala. Zavala can go later. Honestly, you can go later in my opinion. I wanted the red shirt Voorhees. In real life, Voorhees a third round pick to me. In real life,
maybe a second. We had that conversation early on in the process.
Yeah, maybe a second. And I was looking, man, can I just sneak and get Voorhees right here? Because really, we looking to get running backs and D tackle, like right around this time or whatever. I was trying to see if we could be slick real. If I say, Foots, you think we can get Voorhees and red shirt? But the New York Giants poo-pooed on our dreams real fast. So we can't draft Voorhees and red shirt them. So that's out the question. So go back to all Foots. We have a edge. We have let's just say O-line because Mock play everything. And we just drafted a wide receiver. We can really stop right here because we good, but let's see what else we got. That's all, and scroll all the way to the top. There's everybody. This the best player. Go up.
Yeah.
Best player right now. Overshown don't do nothing for me, but
man, I'm glad we agree. I didn't see it. Yeah, I just didn't see it.
Click on offense and running backs for me.
I was just about to go to the running backs. I was about to say I'm out on Sean Tucker. That's just me. Let me look at these running backs. Now this isn't realistic. Well, you know what? I won't say that.
So first again, let me ask you a question. Let me help you out, sir. You missed out on Jahmyr Gibbs twice in this draft.
Right.
Have you seen Kenny McIntosh?
I love Kenny McIntosh.
As your pass catching, change of pace running back, can I wide receiver slot receiver running back? Can I sell you on Kenny McIntosh right now in the 4th round?
Oh, Foots is drafting Tajay Spears over McIntosh.
Taj ain't gonna be here, Foots. Tajay a third. He a second, third round guy. Yeah. But we're assuming that Tajay is not gonna be here.
Okay, so take him off. Yeah, you could definitely sign him McIntosh. I like him. I would also, believe it or not, Muhammad Ibrahim. So Muhammad Ibrahim, right?
Yeah.
Watching so much of Michael Smith's, I saw some really good things. Now the high end speed isn't great, but I saw some really good things. But now we could do this if that's what you want to do. He's a true change of pace guy. Like that's what he is.
But I'm not done with this just yet. Just write McIntosh and put him down. Click on tight end for me.
Okay.
Who we got at tight end?
Ooh, Schoonmaker does.
I like Schoonmaker. I like Schoonmaker. And look, Cowboys are looking for blocking tight ends to go along with Ferguson because Hendershot ain't blocking like that. Hendershot a block, but he ain't a blocking.
I remember watching that Ohio State game when they beat them and just watching edge runs that they had and watching him seal the edge. He did a good job.
Schumacher block like lineman. Now go to defense and tap on D line so I can see what's up there.
Let's talk about it.
Man, Seal still play for. So look, first, Carl Brooks not gonna be there.
I was about to say this isn't realistic because he does. Yeah.
But what you think about Carl Brooks just as a player? Go to linebacker, but tell me what you think about Carl Brooks as a player.
Oh, I like Carl Brooks. That was the first name that I went to. I think he's a really good player. He's the thing about Brooks is this, right? He's not the biggest guy, but he has some decent twitch. I just think he played at Bowling Green, and that's gonna scare people.
Dorian Williams can play Foots.
He can play. I'm gonna tell you who I did a video on was Cam Jones. He's just so small from Indiana, but he made literally every tackle on that defense. I don't know if we have any Indiana fans in the chat, but he made every tackle on that defense. He's just small. You probably make him a strong safety, but Overshown, I'm cool. Dorian Williams would actually be the pick if you wanted to go linebacker here.
Dorian Williams definitely better than Overshown. Just don't know what he's doing. He has no clue. He's just not a.
He didn't pop up the screen for me. If he's somebody, I'll be wrong. And I'll
just don't.
That.
Yeah, he's just not processing well for me. Foots, what if if you had to pick out a linebacker, Dorian Williams from Tulane, Luke Schumacher, tight end, Michigan, or Kenny McIntosh, running back from Georgia, which one would you pick?
Oh man, I would probably go Kenny McIntosh. They had it's the SEC pedigree for me playing in those big games. I would probably go McIntosh. McIntosh can really play. He's not special in anything, but he's just gonna be like just in the league for a long time, doing like nice things, catching the ball, reliable as a pass blocker.
Yeah.
So McIntosh would be the guy for me. And then I would probably go McIntosh, Shoemaker, and then Williams.
I agree. So draft McIntosh.
Okay.
But in the next round, I want to look at D tackles and tight ends for our last pick foots.
Our final. Okay, so we'll draft McIntosh.
Go to running backs.
Oh shoot.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Boom. Okay, so we got
like McIntosh right
that's a good pick.
That's a good pick.
And then for our last pick,
find me a tight end, find me a D tackle. I'm out on the cornerbacks. Find me a tight end or a D tackle. If Schumacher make it,
I like Durham too. I would be fine with Payne Durham.
It's fine. I know
now this kid Wiley is another one who is
catcher though. But look though, man, Mike McCarthy and Mike McCarthy, Stephen Jones, man, they just coming on the radio saying, "Hey, man, we don't want them non-blocking ass tight ends. We don't want them receiving tight ends. We want some balance."
Our guy just went.
Schumacher gone. So hey, but look, how I feel though, Foots. If we don't get the tight end we want, I live.
We live. You live. You got to give up something in this draft. So let's okay, Voch. Let's go now. This is the conversation.
Let's go quarterback. I like Dorian Thompson. I like
Dorian Thompson over all the names that I've heard.
Yeah.
And if I had to rank it, I love Jake Haener, but he's small. So if you're gonna give me small, give me Robinson, who's an athlete, a great athlete. Like Chip Kelly did a great job with him, Voch.
Yeah.
So give me Thompson. Ain't O'Connell, I'm out.
But Foots, man.
I'm
Foots, man.
I want to say this before you go, Voch.
Because the coaches and my scouts, but they tapped me on the shoulder. They saying Mike McCarthy want to throw that mug. They don't want to just run it with him like that. They want to throw it too, man. Dorian don't look good throwing it, but he look good running, Foots.
He do.
What are you gonna do?
If you then they like O'Connell, what I'm hearing, and I also have heard that they like Max Duggan.
Man, we ain't drafting O'Connell on Cowboy Nation TV and Voch Lombardi channel. What's wrong?
Nah, we not. But I'm gonna say this. I want fans to understand this. I've been told by a reliable source.
Per Foots.
I can't go at per Foots. The Cowboys will look at a quarterback as early as the 5th round, not because of replacing Dak or anything like that. It's development and possibly flipping this guy.
Yeah.
But the Cowboys are going to draft a quarterback. And that's something that Mike McCarthy has historically done. They are going to draft a quarterback. Haener will be the pick for me if you want to throw the ball. He's smaller in stature, Voch, but I really like Jake Haener, Voch. I tweeted him out. I love Jake Haener. He just has a feel for the game. Really good feet. Again, small. And the arm isn't big, but it's like it gets there.
So Foots.
Very Brock Purdy-esque. Yo.
I like Jake Haener. Bohanna's a guy that's growing and learning. Hankins came back. Carlos Watkins, who was one of our better 2-gap and run stoppers, did not come back. We good at run stopping D tackles, Foots? That's what I'm saying, man.
I've gotten to literally it would be Stills for me. I am
not drafting Dante Stills because his ass been getting drafted for 6 years. I've been watching film on him for 8 years. Now I do like the Texas kid right here, Ojimo. He's like a 2-gappy type of guy, but he's more of a 3-techy 2-gappy kind of guy. But so look, to be fair, it's crazy that he's right there, and I mentioned Carlos Watkins. Carl Brooks ain't gonna be there for. But Ojimo is kind of a player like Carlos Watkins in that way, just a stout 2-gapper, not gonna pass rush for real. Run game guy, you know what I'm saying? Pairs well with other guys. Like he's a good anchor guy in gap exchanges. If I was to get a D tackle, I'll get Ojimo. But scroll down for me a little bit. Let me see who else on here.
Might be the pick because I'm not mad at that because I don't see anything else. Yeah, I don't like nothing on this. Let's look at the DBs. Riley Moss is decent.
Garrett Williams is cool.
They call him that. They call he'll be the first white corner drafted.
Yeah.
Wow, Dorian
Williams. Get Dorian Williams first. He shouldn't be there.
Let's get it. But he could be there.
So
he's one of those that could be there.
Actually, though, for real, I like the Dorian Williams pick, but in real life, I think the Cowboys will take Ojimo. Ojimo is just one of them low-key names to where we always talk about you got stars and you got role players. Ojimo is not going to be a star for you. But just in terms of I'm building this stout run defense and you want that to be consistent, because Dan Quinn's defense is almost Teflon at this point. All they got to do is stop the run. They got cornerback 2, so there's no more deep pass versus cornerback 2 or whatever. All we really got to do is just pass rush and stop the run and we'll be fine. I want to feel Carlos Watkinson's shoes. Carlos Watkins was a dude that they try to put him on practice squad to try to keep these other guys, but Carlos just played his way onto the game day roster, and he never got off because his run defending was so important. And we live in this world, Fuzz, where we sick of Neville Gallimore. In real life, we like Dorian Williams. I bet you Ojimo on the Cowboys' radar because he's a run stopper, purely a run stopper.
So I would like Ojimo, and I'm gonna go get to some more of his film, Voch. This is great. I'm gonna say this: when you look at this draft, and we just went an hour. When you look at this draft, let's say that I don't know if people know just how good. And I want to give you all the credit for Will McDonald because you've been on him. You've been on him early on in the process. I don't know if people know just how much Will McDonald helps your defense. When I tell y'all, Iowa State was asking this guy to stop the run. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? I mean, that's great, but his measurables, and his play style, dog, go get the quarterback. We got guys that can come and play 4-eye and be stout on rundowns. We gonna, homie, go get the quarterback and we'll figure it out. And then you tell me we get Cody Mock. Me and Voch kind of fought about that pick, but cool. Cody Mock, and then you come back and then you get Mingo, who I've heard that he's flying up boards that he'll be a second-round pick. But
watch this for his timeout. And I love comments like this. Timothy Allen in your chat box says, so out of the first 4 picks, we got 1 starter. Good. Good. That means your team has done their due diligence in the offseason. You're not rolling into the draft with some scrubs. Would you rather your team be at a disadvantage at multiple positions? Look, we just drafted 5 guys. Do you want 5 open holes on your team, sir? That 5 brand new rookie players can just walk right in and start? Do you want your team to be that disadvantaged? Well, you had a hole at receiver, but the Cowboys did their due diligence, didn't it, Fuzz? You had a hole at cornerback too, but the Cowboy did their due diligence, didn't it? You had a hole at D tackle, but the Cowboy did their due diligence, didn't it? So what are you saying, sir? What are you saying? Oh, out of these 4 players, we only got 1 starter. Good, that's what you want. I wish none of them start. I wish we had a left guard that can come in and play that we felt really good about right now. So when we draft the left guard, he gets to sit behind that player. So I'm drafting Jonathan Mingo. Hey, Mingo, go soak up everything you can from Brandon Cooks. Hey, new corner that we may draft, you're not going to start, but Gilmore not going to be here long. So soak up all you can from Gilmore. Hey, brand new, Will McDonald, per Voch Lombardi, sir. Go talk to Dorrance Armstrong. He's not going to be here long. Go talk to Dante Fowler. He's not going to be here long. Soak that game up, young player, because draft ain't about starting now. Draft is a 5-year investment. You do trades and free agency for your team building right now, sir. So if you look at a draft when you only got 1 start out of 5 players, well, they're good. That means your offseason went well. You feel what I'm saying, sir? I ain't fighting. I just hope you learn something real quick. Go ahead, Flips.
No, he just gave you law because I think, and somebody please put the all our picks in the chat box if you don't mind. I'm gonna stop sharing it because we're gonna enjoy the rest of our Sunday. We just gave y'all top tier content, right? So the truth of the matter is this: this was outstanding. But I'm gonna say this: what Voch is saying is, years past, Dallas has gotten 3 starters or 3 contributors out of their draft. They got it last year. They got it the Micah draft. They got it the CeeDee Lamb draft. They're going to put you on the field. The difference is Dallas attacked free agency. I wouldn't say hard, but smart. And they real live attack free agency. Like Brandon Cooks, to the naked eye, can't play because he was with the Texans. To guys that watch film and Will McClay, Brandon Cooks still running past DBs, guys. You better know that. So, no, Jonathan Mingo isn't going to start. But the minute Brandon Cooks in the Cowboy, he's going to start. The minute Brandon Cooks is hurt, Jonathan Mingo is going to go in there, and there's not going to be a drop-off. No, Will McDonald isn't a quote-unquote starter.
You're going to play, though.
the minute, and honestly, he probably is going to end up being a starter because DeMarcus Lawrence like to lay down and go out at times. DeMarcus Lawrence on passing downs, like Voch told you before we really started drafting, DeMarcus Lawrence ain't getting after the quarterback like no dog on Will McDonald on third down and passing downs. So you don't pass up, and you got to remember, this is DeMarcus Lawrence's last year as a Cowboy. We got to be real. And then Cody Mock is going to start. So again, you guys got to understand, when you're a good team, you're picking at 26 for a reason. First of all, the first round grades really aren't even going to be there at 26, Voch Lombardi. So is what it is.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough, Fussy King. I think it was a good draft. Fantastic
somebody
draft.
Somebody put the picks in the chat for those of you guys who don't know what's going on. Voch, I think it was a great draft. I don't think it was a good draft. I think it was an outstanding draft because we got to remember the defense, our offense isn't bad, but San Francisco is always in it because they have a great defense. Yeah. Teams that have historically been good for a long time have great defenses. If you tell me I would take Will McDonald over any of these receivers. Yeah. I feel that good about the player. And I'm not just saying that. Like, you got to really go watch film. Yeah. He just was out of position at Iowa State. I can't say that enough. Yeah. And so, Voch, any closing remarks before we get out of here? We just gave these people an hour on a Sunday, man. We love y'all for real, for real.
Game, dog. But we talked for an hour and gave y'all 5 picks, boy. That's, you know what I mean. That's some analysis, man. But hey, man, this our time of year not to get a lot of sleep. I was talking to Two-Eye, man. I was like, hey, draft gonna be over, but that don't mean work is done. You know what I mean? Because we got to then break these dudes down in Cowboy context. So we really not gonna get a break till like 2 weeks after we draft. But then after that, though, you know what I mean? That's when we'll get our rest. But as of now, use us for information, use our energy, and we love y'all. We do it for y'all. So appreciate y'all for tuning in. We wouldn't have this thing that we do, this thing of ours, if y'all wouldn't tune in. So appreciate you.
Man, thank you guys so much for jumping on. We were on, and this was amazing. Voch, thank you.
47.
Man, I know 47 on a Sunday. Y'all go share it around. I'm gonna retweet it on Voch's page. Thank you guys so much. Voch has something special for y'all tomorrow. Everybody give a clap for Voch joining the Foots the King page. No more Cowboys Nation TV. Thank you for the super chat, James. Thank you for the super chat, April. From Foots for Voch. Thank you guys on a Sunday. In the words of my man, Law Nation.
And remember, you are listening to Nothing But the Bad.
Can I get a drop real quick, Voch, before we head out?
Appreciate y'all.
All right, much love, y'all. We gone. Peace.
Peace.